An original story by Codey Simon. If you had ever travelled to Australia, you would have stumbled across a large meat and cabbage filled snack called a dim sim, an amalgamation of Chinese and Australian culture. In the 1850s, Chinese migration exploded with the gold rush, with migrants opening small food stalls called cookhouses to serve Chinese diggers. But Australian diggers went there too. By the 1890s, 1/3 of all cooks in Australia were Chinese. Australians loved eating shoo mai, a small cylindrical dumpling typically filled with pork and shrimp. It's Melbourne in the 1940s, and sensing a business opportunity in the market, a man named Mr. Wing Young adapted the recipe to create a commercial version and produced them by the thousands. Popping up in local fish and chip shops everywhere, the popularised newly named dim sim took the country by storm and is now seen as a typical Australian snack. The modern dim sim is usually filled with cabbage, beef, lamb, onion, sugar and spices, and accompanied by soy sauce, sweet chilli, or even tomato sauce. Apart from the commercial dim sim, there is a legendary giant one created to rule them all, the South Melbourne dim sim, and it is my mission to find them in the heart of Melbourne. Let's go! Day 1, the search begins.
This trip we're off to the South Melbourne markets, which were established in 1857 and are open from like Wednesday to Sunday. So it's pretty much a quintessential market. One of the big things you can get from here, I hope, is the South Melbourne dim sim, which is this massive meat-filled dumpling, Australian style. Let's check out these markets, see what they got for us.
So we made it. It already smells, I'm losing my voice. It already smells delicious. Can't wait to see what's inside. So the markets have your typical market feel, but it's also in such a big complex that it's kind of like one big shop all together. Everyone's running independently, doing their thing. They have pretty much everything you can find here. Food, cheap clothes, expensive clothes, bags, anything you can think of, it's here. Besides our search for the dim sim, the greatest one of them all, there is a whole lot of other food that I was just dying to eat. But my mind was on one thing, and I had to get there. These markets are also so big, so it was really hard to find your way around. And there's not really that many signs. So there was a lot of looking and a lot of not finding. But the South Melbourne market as an institute is something where you will find whatever you are looking for. Currently still on the search for our famous dim sim. We're going to a food court now, so hopefully the dim sim's going to be here and the whole trip to Melbourne is going to be worth it. Because if not, things are not going to be good for anyone who's around me today. With over 16 varieties of dumplings made freshly each day, Mama Tran's Dumplings seemed like the place to go. With over 35 years of experience, I thought this could be the place where I find the infamous South Melbourne dim sim. They have some homemade dumplings here that look very similar to the ones I'm looking for. I'm going to buy a couple and just see how they taste. So I bought a couple of steamies. Look at them. Delicious, big. Let's see if they're the proper ones. Because I I haven't had one of these dim sims in like, let's say over 5 years. And I love dim sims. If you know me, you know I love dim sims. Cheers. The pork is so nice. It's kind of seasoned with like onion, pepper, cabbage. Really firm. Got a nice skin on it.
Could these be the mythical dumplings that have been haunting my dreams all this long?
That's not the one I'm looking for. I'm gonna keep searching. Unfortunately, it's not the one, so we're gonna go press on and find some more. What do you think of these ones, Jans?
They're alright, but they're alright.
Peppery.
Very good.
The search continues for the world's best dim sim. So we've come to the food hall just to see if we can find these dim sims. So I got 2 more dumplings, one from the Dragon Inn. It said homemade dumplings, or homemade dim sim. It looks big like the one I remember. This one could be the one. Absolutely delicious. Not as peppery as the other one. A lot more flavour going on, maybe more Airbus cheese. Like really sweet, cabbagey, meaty deliciousness. So this one I just wanted to try because it looked awesome. Huge. It's a chicken and prawn dumpling. Really thick skin. Definitely get that seafood vibe in there. Bit of meat, but really thick. Not sure if I would eat these ones again.
So my search for Australia's biggest dim sim didn't really work out how I thought it was going to. And I wasn't really sure whether that was the real dim sim. It was time to find the source and get to the real place that they make them. Captain's Log, Day 2. Our travels have led us to the Queen Victoria markets in search of Australia's largest dim sim. Officially opened in 1878, this treasure trove of goodies and loot is the final place we'll be searching for the famous South Melbourne dim sim. And with only 2 hours to our flight home to Brisbane, we had to be fast.
We're in, friends.
Land ahoy! Wait a second, it's not even open! I really hope someone's inside. Let's have a little look.
Sadly, the fateful South Melbourne dim sim place is not even constructed yet. So we've made some bad plans coming here. I'm gonna have to eat something else.
After feeling tired and hungry and quite deflated from not being able to fulfill my mission, there was one last chance before we went on our flight. We had 1 hour left before we got to the airport and our one last attempt to find these dim sims. And I'm sure Matilda was even sick of hearing me talk about them. I had one eye forward, Matilda had one eye to the side, and we were determined to find the prize. Now the freezer section was very hard to decipher because I didn't know what the packet looked like, but there was a chance they were in here. As I had decided that our mission was a failure, it was just the last glimpse of the fridge that changed everything.
There you go.
We got them. We found them. The whole trip was not unsuccessful. They're $12 for 6 though. So
Can't afford them.
With our spirits high and half an hour to get to the airport, it was time to buy these dim sims and take them all the way back to Brisbane. It was a 2-hour flight, but these dim sims will remain frozen until I got home. So these guys, I've taken them off the steam, I've let them chill out for a bit, kind of firms up the skin a little bit and allows you to hold them a bit better. Let's go, buddy! The moments of glory, the moments of triumph after getting what you wanted for so long. Look at this big guy. Not me, him. Let's have a little dip. Quick dip, keep it healthy. Nostalgia is an affectionate feeling you have from the past, especially for a particular happy time. And these dim sims bring me back to a time when I was young, dumb, and ready to take on the world. But it is also a reminder of the steps I have taken to become the man who I am now. So go out, fulfill a mission, and feel the epic desire to want more.
That's all, my friend. Check out the next vid. Subscribe. You choose. Do what you like.
Sometimes you gotta complete these missions to go on with life. And in our next video, we're going to visit some of the beauties of the Melbourne city. So I will see you then. Like and subscribe. See you soon.
Check out another vid. Why not? Check out some of the old stuff. Videos won't be as good, but be supporting me. It'd be awesome. See ya.
So if you're actually from Melbourne and you're watching this video, yes, the South Melbourne Dim Sim shop is in the South Melbourne market. It makes sense. I just didn't see it. So next time I go to Melbourne, I'm going to go there. Hope you liked the vid. Goodbye. Stay nice to your mother, and see you next time. Like and subscribe. Bang. 2 months and $570 later. The key to going through traffic in Melbourne is if you go the wrong way, take 3 lefts instead of 1 right. So over the past 2 months, I have been dreaming of the South Melbourne Dim Sim. I have been saving up money to get here, and finally, 2 months later, made this for you. The suspense has been killing me. It only cost $570 to get here, and I couldn't wait to be there. It's Monday. It's not looking like it's open. It's definitely a no-go. I'm sorry I failed you guys. We did make it though. This is our boy, Mr. Hung. Maybe in a few more years when I come back to Melbourne. We'll make it.